The girl who disappeared from a locked room at exactly 2:17 a.m. Someone called the police from a house in a quiet town in Oregon. The caller was a 16-year-old girl named Emily Carter. Her voice was shaking. She whispered only 7 words. "Someone is standing outside my door." The dispatcher asked her to stay quiet. Then the line went silent. 3 minutes later, the police arrived at the house. The front door was locked, every window was closed, and Emily's bedroom door was locked from the inside. But Emily Carter was gone. No footprints were found outside the house, no broken window, no open door, no sign of a struggle. It was as if the girl had simply vanished. And the strangest part? Her phone was still inside the room. The story began on a cold Friday night in October. Emily lived with her mother, Sarah, in a small 2-story house at the end of Maple Street. It was the kind of neighborhood where everyone knew each other. Children rode their bicycles on the sidewalks. Neighbors left their doors unlocked. And nothing unusual ever seemed to happen. Emily was a quiet girl. She was not the type of person who went to parties or disappeared for hours. Most nights, she stayed in her room, listening to music, studying, or talking to her best friend, Madison. But that Friday night, something was different. At 10:43 p.m., Emily sent Madison a message. "Do you ever feel like someone is watching you?" Madison thought she was joking. She replied, "What do you mean?" Emily didn't answer for almost 10 minutes. Then she sent another message. "I keep hearing footsteps outside my window." Madison asked her to look outside. Emily did, but there was nothing there. The backyard was empty, the street was quiet, and the only light came from an old street lamp near the driveway. Emily told Madison she was probably imagining things, but at 11:18 p.m., she sent another message. There it is again. This time, Madison called her. Emily answered immediately. For nearly 20 minutes, the two girls talked on the phone. Emily told Madison that she could hear something moving outside her bedroom. Not footsteps, not exactly. It sounded more like someone slowly dragging something across the ground. Madison told her to wake up her mother, but Emily refused. She said her mother was asleep and had to work early the next morning. Then Emily said something that Madison would remember for the rest of her life. "What if it's not outside?" Madison asked what she meant. Emily didn't answer. Instead, she said she was going to check the hallway. A few seconds later, Madison heard Emily open her bedroom door. Then the call suddenly ended. At 12:06 a.m., Emily sent a message. "False alarm." Madison asked what happened. Emily replied, "Nothing. I think I'm just tired." That was the last normal message Emily ever sent. At 1:32 a.m., Emily's mother, Sarah, woke up. She said she heard a loud sound from upstairs, like something heavy had fallen. She walked toward Emily's bedroom, but before she reached the stairs, she heard her daughter screaming. Sarah ran upstairs. Emily's bedroom door was closed. She tried to open it. It was locked. "Emily!" Sarah shouted. There was no answer. Then Sarah heard her daughter crying. She grabbed the doorknob and tried to unlock it, but the key was inside the room. Sarah began banging on the door. Emily finally shouted back, "Mom, don't open it!" Sarah froze. She asked why. Emily whispered something. Sarah couldn't understand her. Then Emily screamed again. This time Sarah heard something else. A second sound, a low, deep knock, coming from inside the bedroom. Sarah called 911. The dispatcher told her to move away from the door. Sarah did, and for several minutes, nobody spoke. Then at 2:17 a.m., Emily called 911 herself. Her mother was still standing in the hallway. The dispatcher answered. Emily whispered, "Someone is standing outside my door." The dispatcher asked her where she was. Emily said, "I'm in my room." The dispatcher asked her to describe the person. Emily started crying. Then she said, "I can't see them." The dispatcher asked why. Emily replied, "Because they're behind me." The line went silent. Sarah heard a loud sound from inside the room. Then everything stopped. The police arrived 3 minutes later. The bedroom door was still locked. The window was closed. The curtains were drawn. There was no possible way for anyone to enter or leave. The officers broke down the door. Emily was gone. Her bed was untouched. Her backpack was on the floor. Her shoes were next to the bed. Her phone was lying on the desk. And on the wall above the bed, someone had written 4 words. "You opened the wrong door." The police immediately searched the entire house. They searched the attic, the basement, the backyard, the garage, every room. Nothing. No Emily. No intruder. No hid.